Game Pass. You may have heard about it. If not, well, it's a service with a lot of games. So many games it can be a little hard to know what's worth checking out. So here's a list to give you a glimpse into the many games that the service has to offer. Also, if there weren't already enough games to choose from, Microsoft is bound to acquire Activision Blizzard in 2023, meaning Game Pass is about to get a whole lot bigger. Check out a video to see every major franchise and studio Xbox picked up with the $68.7 billion acquisition. Check out the card in the corner. Alright, let's get some new ones out of the way. Rainbow Six Extraction. It's Rainbow Six Siege meets PvE in a mutated alien invasion. Extraction takes the tactical gameplay of Siege, but makes it cooperative. For some newcomers, Siege can have an intimidating learning curve with its many operators and their distinct gear and abilities, on top of going toe-to-toe with other players. So Extraction is a welcome change of pace, as it has a lot of what Siege teaches its players, but instead just with you and two of your friends against a wide range of alien creatures. Who knows, maybe you'll play this and it'll be like a gateway into Siege if you haven't gone down that rabbit hole just yet. Well, after all, Siege is also available on Game Pass. Here's another new one, Nobody Saves the World. It's a dungeon crawler action RPG where you get your hands on a magic wand that grants you the power to change forms, like into a mouse or a horse or a magician, with each form granting you a unique ability to maneuver through the game's dangerous dungeons. You play as Nobody, like their name is actually Nobody. But with this wand, in essence, Nobody can be everybody. Also, GameSpot's very own Steve Watts gave this game a 9 out of 10, so bim bam boom. Death's Door is a game that deals with themes of death, grief, and morality. But despite its rather grim concepts, it's not all doom and gloom with this one. It sure got a melancholy vibe, but its story is packed with plenty of charm and jokes that balance its tone. You play as a crow whose job is to collect souls, and honestly, it's kind of a grind in a 9 to 5 kind of way. However, when an elderly crow steals one of your souls, well, you're forced to cross a land devoid of death to get it back. You'll be hacking, slashing, dodging, and shooting your way through tough bosses and some unruly characters. It's a cool spin on the Soulsborne gameplay loop made popular by From Software games, but a little more approachable. It's also got the ye old familiar Ghibli inspiration to tout. A legendary edition for a legendary franchise. Whether you're playing it all over again or this is your first time, the Mass Effect Legendary Edition is Mass Effect 1, 2, 3 wrapped up and remastered. So take control of Commander Shepard and strap in for a galactic adventure across the Milky Way set in the 22nd century, where choices matter and span across all 3 games. Besides, there's another Mass Effect on the way, so here's a pretty compelling reason to explore this BioWare classic. Speaking of trilogies, the Hitman Trilogy is now on Game Pass too. Become the iconic bald guy with the barcode on the back of his head and enter an intricate world of assassination. This is the pinnacle of the Hitman franchise and has some of the best levels and locations to play over and over again. Because getting the lay of the locations, learning the routines of your targets, and exploring the many ways in which you can assassinate someone is nothing short of just remarkable game design. And this trilogy is the shining achievement of developer IO Interactive. It'll also make you realize why there's probably no better developer suited for a James Bond game. So, here's looking forward to whatever they're doing with that. You know what? Maybe investing yourself into a sprawling trilogy set in space or being a cool bald agent assassin man isn't what you're looking for. Maybe your video game escapism is to become imprisoned in school with a murderous little bear on the loose, and in order to survive, you have to murder a fellow classmate and get away with it. If that sounds more appealing to you, then well, guess what? Danganronpa is exactly that. This is a visual novel adventure game with an anime charm shaken up into a gruesome team murder cocktail. And if you like the taste of that cocktail, consider checking something else on their menu, like AI, the Somnium Files. It's the same devs and just as dark. But in this game, you're a detective who enters dreams to solve puzzles and learn clues about the gruesome murder of a woman found on a merry-go-round. In an interesting twist, you're only allowed 6 minutes in every dream, so every second counts in this multiple-ending sci-fi thriller mystery. You'll be interrogating suspects, investigating crime scenes, and looking cool while doing it. Now, here's something a little more calming, but still brimming with mystery and intrigue. Firewatch. It's set in the year 1989. You take the role of a man named Henry who took a job to patrol the Wyoming wilderness. Along the way, you engage in conversation with your supervisor Delilah, where you unravel a bit about yourself and her, while also trailing knee-deep into a mystery amidst the woods. This game is fantastic. I haven't played it in years, but the experience, the conversations, the characters, and the mystery is ingrained in my memory as one of my favorite story experiences. It offers a share of player choice that allow you to shape the narrative in your own unique way. And how that mystery unravels is, well, something to behold.
So just stay in your tower, okay? Stay in there and watch.
Now, this one isn't as narrative heavy as the other games, but instead it's a unique and entrancing puzzle game. One that tasks the player to use perspective and image shifting to progress through illustrated scenarios. Its design is simple, but the puzzles and how the scenarios play out are quite mind-bending and impressive. It's just very satisfying, imaginative, and calming, and can be a nice break in between Halo sessions or killing dudes with fire hydrants as a bald assassin. Lastly, this is a game I've had a good time with, the Procession to Calvary. It's a point-and-click adventure made entirely with Renaissance paintings. Its presentation and jokes are reminiscent of Monty Python, filled with plenty of wit and fourth-wall-breaking antics. There's also many methods to solving problems, but not all of your solutions may lead you down a glorious path. In that regard, the game does a great job of allowing the player to make their own choices and explore in several humorous ways. I consider this one a nice little hidden gem in the Game Pass catalog that is well worth at least checking out. Alright, go play games and be good and all that stuff. If there's any games you don't think get enough love on Game Pass, then let me know. After all, there's a lot to choose from. Or, if you're like me, you can just set aside this entire catalog and just play Wolfenstein 2 again, because that urge is a hard one to resist. Anyways, keep it here, GameSpot, for all the game stuff. Bye now.